Mochiville Remote. Hi, I'm Mark Rosenberg. This is my closet, my new classroom, and I am attempting a very quick lesson today that I will post. And today is Thursday, March 19th, 2020. Lesson's going to go like this. We're going to start with some fun with fractions. We're going to talk a bit about staying heart healthy during the times of shelter in place. A bit of a read aloud from a book called Coping that was compiled by the great Danny Clay. And then I'm going to finish with a song I have used in my classroom for years called Everything's Connected, a song I wrote about 10 or so years ago. So let's get going. Fun with fractions. So I've been thinking a lot about how to do remote learning, and one of the things that sort of came up was the idea that families are going to be out there and they're going to want to continue the learning that their kids are doing. Now, I know in my class was together last Friday, we were working on fractions. So I thought, what are things you could use to talk about fractions? Well, in a box of chalk like this, there are 12 pieces of chalk. Assuming this is a full box, and assuming that I can take out one chalk, what would that be? 1 out of 12. So you could do 1/12 with this. You could also use this piece of chalk to be one whole. So if this is one whole, you could have your kiddos, or you could, if you're a kiddo or an adult kiddo, break it apart and see if you can make a half. Now, you can compare the two and say, oh yeah, we did make a half. That's pretty good. I didn't expect it to be so good. You could also break it apart again and see how close you can get to a fourth. Now this is cool because you can see that these two are not exactly a fourth. This is one way to talk about fractions. Another way is just using Post-its like this and having your kids explore fractions. If the four of these together, again, if we make this as one whole, let's just say this is a whole, then the four of these, each one would be 1/4 of a whole. So you could have your kids making fraction kits at home like this. And really, you could be having them do this. They could fold these in half, and if you folded one of these in half, what would it be? You could fold a fraction in half, and you could say, oh, that would be 1/8. So that the kids can see that 1/8 is half of 1/4. You could fold it again, and this piece would be 1/16. So that's just one idea to have fun with fractions. Moving on to staying heart healthy. So the next piece is to stay heart healthy. One thing I've been thinking about a lot is exercise and how can we get exercise. This morning, my daughter Nina led Pat and I, my wife and I, in stretching. So some of the stretches she did were just stretching up, stretching to the side, stretching all of your body, because we're going to be in for a little bit of while, inside for much of the day. Figuring out ways to watch TV, maybe if you are watching TV or using a device, rotating your shoulder. I had a tennis ball. Oh yeah, here it is. You could, with a ball, work on your eye-hand coordination. If you have someone and it's safe and your parents say it's okay, you could throw the ball back and forth. Here you go. I don't have anyone over there, so that's it for the ball. Remember what I just did with coughing? If you find you're coughing, use the vampire cough. Remember always to wash hands. I'm going to review hand washing again. You get the soap on, and you wash like this. You scratch like this. You get it through the web of your fingers on the bottom of your hands, your thumbs, your wrists, and you could try that again. And try to wash your hands as much as possible. And finally, don't touch your face. Those are different ways to be heart healthy during this time. Awesome. Next up, I want to read a little bit from one of my new favorite books / zines. It's called Coping. And this was given to me by Danny Clay. Danny Clay is an amazing composer, musician, and arranger of music in San Francisco area. And he put this together with 7th and 8th graders in San Francisco, California. And just like books, I sometimes look at the back cover when I'm reading to get a sense of what it's going to be like. And this one says, "It's okay. Take your time. I'll wait for you. Don't worry. I'm not going anywhere." Coping. And I'm thinking, what does the word coping mean? I think coping is like when you try to deal with something. Let me read this first page to get an idea of this book. Coping. You there. Yes, you. I see that you are not in a pleasant mood. That's right. Does it ease your mind that I can help? Maybe not. Anyway, it's okay. Come along. Get comfy. And they drew some shoes to get comfy. Grab a snack. Looks like popcorn. Get a glass of water. Now, you could also use a substitute that has no sugar in it, like this beverage, I think called La Croix. And I have some ideas for you. Should we read on? Take a moment and predict, what ideas do you think are going to be in the Coping book? And coping, to me, feels like for times when you feel down. Like, sometimes I'm like this rainbow burrow, and I'm super happy. Other times I feel like this guy, and I'm feeling super not. This Coping book feels like it's just right for you, friend. You want to read on? He does. So let's just read the next page and see what it says. It says, think of happy times. Look at animal pictures. Get some exercise. Fresh air. Play soccer. Maybe you can figure out a way to play soccer inside right now. Breathe. Smile for 5 minutes straight. Has anyone tried that before? I haven't. Stare at something funny. Punch some pillows. Do a project for fun. We're going to talk about doing projects during this time off from each other. Look at a fish. Take a shower. Chill out on the couch. Get your wallet and go to the mall. This is one we can't do right now. But we can imagine. Buy shoes. Can't do that right now, at least not at the mall. Eat. Oh, here's some ideas of what to eat. Ice cream, cupcakes, super duper macaroons, frozen yogurt, regular yogurt. Frosting, cookie dough, gummy worms, pasta, chips, salsa. I'm remembering that this was written by 7th and 8th graders. Salsa, cereal, grilled cheese. Ooh, my favorite is grilled cheese. Tomato soup. I love grilled cheese with tomato soup. Cheese, chicken, cheesecake, cans, sprinkles, croissants, strawberries. Talk to friends. There might be some good ways for you to talk to friends right now on the phone or even in Google Chat or some other devices, as long as it's safe and with your parents' approval. Talk to yourself. Now, my students, you know I do that all the time. Find your basketball and hit the gym. Another thing we can't do right now. We can't go to a gym. If you had a basketball, though, you could throw it up and down in the house with parental approval, of course. Stand in front of the heater, or the AC. Decorate. Do you see how they did that word? I like how they did that. Decorate everything. and still upset? Impossible, but okay. We're going to stop here, and the next time we check in, I'll read more of this book compiled by Danny Clay called Coping. But you're probably taking a moment and thinking, do I have some ideas of what this book's about now? You might stop and think, or if you can, turn and talk for a moment. You need a little more time? Great. Maybe you can think of some of your own coping strategies to add to these ones, some that you didn't hear. That was Read Aloud, Coping by Danny Clay, compiled 7th and 8th grade writing. Last one we have is Goodbye Song, and this song is called Everything's Connected. I wrote this song about 10 years ago for my kiddos to sing together. We haven't done it as much this year as I would want. So today I'll just start by singing it, and tomorrow I'm going to do my best to bring in the words. Here we go. Takes 12 inches to make a foot, takes 3 feet to make a yard, takes 1,760 yards to form a mile. Takes some letters to form a word, it takes these words to form a phrase, it takes some phrases to form sentences, paragraphs. It takes elements to make molecules, it takes different elements to make compounds, it takes compounds to form almost everything, almost everything. And everything's connected, whoa, 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 everything's related, yo, 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 from smaller things to larger, from largest to the small. Plants need the sun for energy, and ants eat plants for energy, and anteaters eat ants for energy. So it goes. Need to eat and drink to stay alive, we need to sleep to stay alive, need to exercise to stay alive, stay alive. It takes 2 people to make a friend, it takes these friends to form a group, it takes a group to form a community, to build a team. And everything's connected, whoa, 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 everything's related, yo, 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 from smaller things to larger, from largest to the small. It takes a brain to form a thought, it takes these thoughts to form ideas, it takes ideas to turn this world around, world around. It takes 12 inches to make a foot, it takes 3 feet to make a yard, it takes 1,760 yards, form a mile. It takes 1 cell to split into 2, it takes 2 cells to split into 4, on and on until a baby's born, child is born. And everyone's connected, whoa, 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 everyone's related, yo, 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 from smaller things to larger, from the largest to the small. And I want to end on that. Everyone is connected and everyone is related. And we're in a tough time right now, but we are together. And we have friends that can help us when we're feeling down. So reach out, check in, talk to people, exercise, think about fractions, think about coping, and have a beautiful day. That is it for Mochiville Remote. See you next time.